Hi everyone, welcome to the Body Manual. My name is Annabelle and I'll be your physical therapist today. So today I'll be making a quick video about carpal tunnel syndrome. So when people say carpal tunnel, a lot of people pronounce it as carpool tunnel. But basically, carpal tunnel is part of your body. Carpal tunnel syndrome is the symptoms that come with the wrist pain and things like that, numbness, tingling, cold, swelling, all those symptoms that come with carpal tunnel syndrome. So when people say carpal tunnel syndrome or CTS, a lot of times it's found in people who write a lot or type a lot or play the keyboard, piano, organ, people who use their hands a lot for work or hobbies or anything like that. So as I mentioned before, we need to take care of our bodies. You can't just keep beating your body down and not take care of it in return. So every time after work, take 30 seconds to take care of your wrists and your hands and your forearms. So with your wrist and fingers, the muscles that move them are actually, a lot of it comes from the forearms. So the muscles, like if you do a lot of typing, you do a lot of extending your wrist this way and extending your fingers this way. Anything that brings it towards the back of your hand and forearm, anything that brings it to that side is called extending. Anything that brings it forward is called flexing. Okay, so when you extend, these are your wrist extensors and finger extensors. When you bend, these are your finger flexors and wrist flexors. So we're going to talk about the extensors first. Those muscles generally are found, or they generally attach in the outer part of your elbow. So this is your inner part of your elbow. This is the other side, but what I mean by outer is that this is the anatomical position. So it's farther from your body. So this part of your elbow is what you want to work on. So what you want to do is basically start from this part and work your way down. So you can use two fingers and just mobilize your muscles side to side like this, and then up and down. So you can do that throughout, just like this, okay? Even use your fingers. So a lot of times when people have problems like this, using your other hand, you're basically just taking turns, having less pain. What I would suggest is you can use a knob of one of these massagers. So I just have people do this, or even just kind of roll on top of it like this. So you just want to do this, okay? Just like this. So anywhere along here. So your hands, your fingers, like I said, the muscles that bring your fingers in that direction. So you do have muscles there. So you want to also extend that mobilization on top of your fingers themselves, just like that, okay? And then anywhere where the joints are, there's going to most likely be muscles there. So just like that. And then along the top of your wrist, because you do this a lot. So you'll notice when you work on this part of your elbow, it'll feel good, hurt. That's what everyone talks about. So when people come to me and say, their wrists, their fingers, their forearms hurt, that's basically one of the muscles, the general area of muscles that I go for. So now gripping and those kinds of actions where these are the muscles, the ones that do this, the flexors. These are the muscles that are involved with that. So when you're carrying something heavy all the time, when you're doing a lot of repetitive work, those are the muscles responsible for that. So those can be found. The other attachment are generally on the inner part of the elbow, towards the middle part of your body. So you would want to massage that area. So the same thing, I tell people to, I kind of hold this in place, or I use a tennis ball. That's the other thing, because like I said, I don't want to use this hand. If I'm having carpal tunnel syndrome, I don't want to use this hand to work on this arm or wrist or hand, and vice versa, because that tends to defeat the purpose of it. So you want to use a tool for that. So I don't even want to give so much effort with this hand. I'm just kind of gonna lock it down somehow, and or even hold it in place. There's different ways to do this. This is my first time trying, but I would just hold it in place like that and even just massage that area. Or I would use something something solid, like those countertops where it's rounded. I can use that too, just so that I'm not, like I said, I'm not hurting my other hand trying to fix this side. Another thing is a tennis ball. I got my tools down here, as I've showed you in that maintenance toolkit video. So just like that, or even I'll use my other side. So if that doesn't work, I can always do this. Then this also working out the other hand as well, where it's not putting as much effort. See how I'm not grabbing it? Another thing is this lovely thing here. I would use that and just roll it on top. There's other, let me see, what else do I have in here? There's other tools that they have where it's just one ball and a stationary base, and you can just roll it on top if it'll stay in place. But this one feels really, really good. Just doing that, I would work on doing that just to mobilize it, because those muscles can get really tight. So that's what I would start off with, okay? Just like that. Okay, so then after I prepare my muscles, then I'd want to stretch it. Some people go straight into stretching and then it'll hurt, and then they don't want to do it anymore, or they think stretching hurts them. So that's one way. You work hard, so your muscles work hard, so then they get tight later on, especially if you've been doing this for years and you haven't thought about, or no one's ever told you that you have to take care of yourself, right? So that's what I would do. So prepare it first and then do the stretching. So a lot of people who've had carpal tunnel syndrome probably have been told to do the prayer stretch, which is this. So imagine if you didn't prepare these muscles, then these would definitely hurt. So what I do is I put my palms together, and then I start with just flaring my elbows out, just like that. And once you feel a stretch, hold it there. You can even go in and out like a pumping action, just like that. And that's just coming from my elbows, okay? So that's working out those muscles, the flexors. So then another thing is to work out the fingers and anywhere there's joints, right? Like where, so the flexors do this, so I would want to stretch it the opposite way. I want everything relaxed. I only want this hand doing most of the work, okay? So to stretch your fingers, I put my thumb along the joint here, and I just kind of gently push it down this way. Just like that. Or if you want, you can roll your other fingers this way to get all the fingers. Just like that. And I'll do the other side. And to get the thumb, I put my index finger on top of it like this. My other 3 fingers wrapped around my 4 fingers here. So it's kind of like when you make a dog shadow puppet. So anyway, your index finger on top of the thumb, your 3 fingers resting on top of the rest of your hand, and the thumb is just hanging out there. And I'm gonna push with my index finger down, kind of in this direction. Down like this, okay? So it's stretching out my thumb. My thumb's not very flexible. Just like that, okay? I would do this motion. So same thing with this other side. Take my index finger, wrap my other 3 fingers around, and then my thumb is just resting there. And just a gentle pumping action, just like that, okay? Now for the other side, you want to stretch out your extensors, the muscles that bring your fingers towards this side of your body. Okay, so anyway, I digress. So to stretch these muscles out, I'm gonna put my knuckles together, start lining them up together, and just slowly bring my wrists together, just like that. So you'll feel some compression here probably. So be gentle. And there are a couple other ways to do this, many other ways. Another thing people are common with is just basically doing a gentle stretch this way and then this way, okay? The only thing working here is this part because I'm showing you how to do it, but normally you'd want it maybe resting on an armchair or a pillow, but this is okay too if you're not having any shoulder issues. Just gently fold your fingers towards you. And same thing, I would do a rocking motion to get like the pinky up to the index. You want to make sure you get everything. And then for the thumb, because the reason why the thumb is in a different direction is because everything else goes this way and the thumb goes out this way. So that's why the angle should be different. Don't forget your thumb, a lot of people do. So just kind of put my leg up. So just stretch it out. You can massage it, okay? Mobilize those muscles. So it's okay also, you do have muscles in between your fingers. So your bones extend all the way to here, and then you have other long bones here. And these are the carpal bones, which means wrist bones. They're composed of tiny bones here. So in between the long bones, you'd want to massage those as well. And then so the carpal tunnel part is actually this part right here, and they make up a little tunnel for your nerves and arteries and muscles to go through. So you also want to take care of that. What I do is I would kind of open it up this way. Imagine it as a tunnel, so we're trying to like open it up in that direction. So if it was like this, then it's like a rainbow, like a tunnel. So you'd want to open it this way, so I'd grab it this way and then go in this direction. Just open up that area in the inside part of your hands. It'll feel so good. It might hurt, but if it hurts, don't push too hard. Just like that, okay? This lovely muscle right here is very important. So it's okay to work on that. As long as it doesn't hurt, if you haven't had any previous injuries, okay? So work on those. That's your homework for today. Hopefully that helps a lot of you or some of you. So I talked about the stretches. You can also do it this way. Don't forget the thumb. That's about it, I think. So if I missed anything, if anybody has any questions regarding carpal tunnel, maybe send me a message or a comment and I'll add on to that, okay? All right, well, thank you and have a good day. Bye.